Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel.
Alan Canvas.
All right, Alan Canvas. Today we have 3 great Am I the Asshole videos. This is Am I the Asshole episode 3, right? So we're going to comment, talk about it and get into it and see how it goes. But remember, before this video starts, please like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and let's get this community growing.
And leave a comment.
Leave a comment. We always get back to the comments. Right into the first video. Alright, so the very first story today is Am I the Asshole for getting revenge when she stole my man? Yeah, she's somebody stealing man. They're stealing man out here. Alright, let's get into it.
Am I the butt-face for getting revenge when she stole my man? I had been with this man for half a year before he broke up with me. It wasn't a bad relationship, but he never seemed as invested in me as he should have. It was his first relationship, and while he liked hanging out and having sex, he never said he loved me or was interested in a future together. I thought he was so attractive, smart and charming, but he did not seem to care. I wanted to go study abroad for a semester and I asked what we would do if I did and he said we'd break up. If he was going out with his friends and I wanted to tag along, he'd say he'd prefer to just hang out with them. You get it?
Yeah,
One thought he was being sensible, and he'd eventually grow feelings for me, but on our break from university he breaks up with me. One ended up hearing the story from multiple mutual friends. He had a crush on this girl back in HS, but they hadn't spoken. Well, they bumped into each other over the break at his friend's house and sparks fly. They ended up talking for hours, and she asked why he had a girlfriend. He said he didn't have reason to break up with me, but he did now, because he wants to be in a relationship with her. He called me that night and broke up with me. They slept together not even an hour later. So messed up and gross. She stole my man, basically. It has really hurt me in a lot of ways, and made me feel not good enough. I consoled myself saying he would be indifferent to her like he was me, but sadly that didn't happen.
Damn.
He turned into a totally different person. He shows her off at every opportunity, always takes her out with his friends, etc. when she studied abroad during their relationship. He worked 2 jobs so he could afford the ticket to go see her once a month. Absolutely insane. He is always telling people he has the best, prettiest thing in the entire world and no one else matters. He never did that stuff with me. He did a full 180 when he met her, and is now obsessed with her. Constantly posting her on his social media, always taking her out, etc. with me. He said he told me he didn't want to get married ever. He said he couldn't imagine being 100% devoted to a person for the rest of his life. Well, guess what? He wants to ask to marry her. In a year since we broke up. That was the breaking point for me. So I posted her number/name/picture on Craigslist and told men to describe in detail what they wanted to do to her and said she was a homewrecker. She had to change her number. I told a friend it was me, who eventually told my ex-boyfriend, and he is livid. He yelled at me and called me crazy and said I proved he dodged a bullet. He was also hurtful and said he never cared about me and I need to move on. He said I had no right to revenge, that he didn't cheat. He broke up with me instead. If he wanted to break up with me and F the whole city, he can do that. He is very pissed. But he doesn't get that what he did was shitty and my actions were justified. Am I the a-hole? Am I the butt?
I mean, yes.
You are most definitely the asshole.
Yeah, I mean, if she didn't do what she did, maybe not. But because she did what she did, then yes.
No, because it got to the point where she's stalking. Because
Right,
I'm
that's
like,
what I'm saying. If she
how do
didn't
you
what she
know all of this? How do you know you were stalking them?
Yeah, and clearly she has her friends, like
Like-
telling her stuff, like the mutual friends.
And that is crazy to the obsession that you post her contact on Craigslist and get guys to have their fantasy of what they will do to her. That is weird.
Yeah.
That is disturbingly weird. Like, why would you do that? And potentially dangerous.
But onto the guy now, he did not like her.
No, he did not. He did not.
She was probably just like a fling or something, or well, not really a
even
fling.
No,
but
I think she was just a sex fun and she took it far. She took it like to heart.
I wouldn't say that she took it far or to heart. He just did not like her like that.
I mean, yeah. Well, what's that saying? Like, what's that saying? A man will do whatever it is for the one he loves, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, remember they kind of like had a thing in high school, but not really a thing.
They
but
didn't
you
have
can
anything.
But you can tell that he liked the girl from high school, the one that he's with now.
I mean, yeah.
So it probably just so happened that they weren't able to be together.
Yeah.
So now it's just like, yeah, okay, so she's right here. Yeah, I'm a dump.
And what he said isn't wrong. He said, I didn't cheat on you. I broke up with you. which you're supposed to do with people you're no longer in love with or whatever. You leave, you know what I mean? So you're not wasting any more time. And, you just... So he didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion.
No, I didn't say he did anything wrong.
Yo, that's heavy. Girl, you gotta move on. You gotta move on.
I mean, it hurts, but...
Yeah, suck it up, buttercup, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like he
just
said, he didn't cheat. So.
He didn't cheat.
Yeah.
So he has all right to break up with you and go have sex with the whole city. That's what he said. That's what he said.
I mean, there's no point in you, like, doing what you're doing.
Yeah, no point. Yeah. You're the asshole.
Yeah,
for Grow sure. Up, move 100%. On, move on, and stop being a menace to society. All right, on to video 2. All right, so this is the second video. Am I the asshole for walking out of my sister's wedding after finding out why my son was excluded? Yeah. I wonder why. Yeah. There has to be a valid reason. I mean, it's her day, but there has to be a valid reason. Let's get into the video.
Am I the a-hole for walking out of my sister's wedding after finding out why my son was excluded? My sister got married yesterday. I was so happy for her and agreed to help her out. She told me that the wedding was child-free, which I understand. So I asked my best friend if there was any way he could watch my son. He agreed. I arrived at the wedding and found that it was not child-free. There were probably 15 children there. I was confused, but I didn't want to make a scene, so I waited until my sister came over to me and I asked her what the deal was. What she told me broke my heart, and I don't know how I can look at her the same way again. She confessed that my son was excluded because he has an amputated leg. She said that it would draw attention to him at the wedding. I almost lost it. I could understand if he was going to be disruptive or something. But because of that, I didn't trust myself in that moment, so I just walked out and went home. When I got home, my son asked me why I was back so early, so I made up some excuse and then spent the rest of the day having fun with him because it was the only thing keeping me sane.
Wow.
Since then, I've been getting dozens of messages from people saying how me leaving caused my sister to start crying and the whole wedding was ruined. But I honestly don't care right now. I'm a mess. I'm a single dad, so I don't have someone to help me right now. Wow. But these messages are actually making me wonder, am I the a-hole?
No.
That is crazy.
No. That's sad.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Your own nephew. You did that joke to your own nephew. That is crazy. I'm pretty sure it would have been all the more lovely if you found some way to incorporate him in the wedding.
No, he's a normal person. There's no way, or there's no reason for you to treat him any different from anybody else.
Wow. That is...
And then even if that's the case, and you're like, okay, you don't know if he would be comfortable or not, then you go to him and you ask him. Like, I mean, it never said what his age is or anything, but I mean, I would talk to him first and be like, okay, are you comfortable? You know, type of thing. Yeah, but other than that, no, that's just sad. That's sad.
Disgusting.
And then she's gonna talk about like he's getting messages.
You seem very pissed off right now. you seem very pissed off right now.
That's so sad.
It is sad, and that's very like
that's sad.
What's that word? It's not materialistic, but very
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, main character? No, that's not main character.
I mean, it's your wedding day. You should have that main character syndrome.
But I just like... But
that is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's actually very disrespectful and very distasteful.
That's not even disrespectful. That's sad. That's your nephew. Like, what?
That is distasteful. Alright, so now we're going to go into the third video, the third and final video. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's get into the video. This one is, am I the asshole for considering leaving my husband because he won't get a vasectomy?
I don't know. Let's hear it first.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Am I the a-hole for considering leaving my husband because he won't get a vasectomy? Edit. I know my husband is not the a-hole. That was never the question. All medical professionals have encouraged me to try everything else before getting my tubes tied due to a medical condition. I am just asking if I would be the asshole for leaving the relationship, not if he is an asshole for not wanting to do the procedure. Basically the title. My husband and I have been married for a little under a year, and together for close to 10. I've been upfront since the very beginning that I never want children, and he agreed that he didn't either. Prior to our wedding, I asked him to look into getting a vasectomy as I could no longer tolerate hormonal birth control. I would also look into non-hormonal forms of birth control as well, like a copper IUD or a tubal ligation. Despite asking for him to look into it, not to get one, just to research, he did not, and we went ahead with the wedding. After a long waiting period, I was able to get an appointment with a GYN who specializes in birth controls, and spoke with her about all non-hormonal options. We decided to try a copper IUD and see how that worked for me before seriously discussing permanent birth control methods like a tubal ligation. My husband never spoke with his doctor about a vasectomy. After months of the copper IUD, I rejected it twice, but it seems to be sticking the third time. The pain is terrible. There's about 1 week a month where I don't have debilitating cramps, and my period is so heavy I've almost gone to the hospital a few times. My husband finally made an appointment with a vasectomy specialist last month after I had a complete meltdown and revealed how much pain I'd been in for months. After the appointment, he decided he just wasn't comfortable with doing something to his body, and the copper IUD seemed to be working, so why should he? I replied that I had been barely able to function due to the pain and cramping, but he said I couldn't force him to do something he wasn't comfortable with, and what if I changed my mind about kids in the future? Even the vasectomy doctor advised him against encouraging me to do a tubal ligation, as it is 100% not reversible and is a much bigger and more complicated procedure than a vasectomy. I am at my wit's end. I know I will not change my mind, but if that's his main concern, then a vasectomy is fairly consistently reversible, and we have the means to freeze sleep just in case. But he keeps saying it's his body and he's just not comfortable with it. I'm terrified to make love, as the idea that I could get pregnant gives me a complete panic attack, and I am in constant pain with the IUD. Hormonal birth control causes crazy weight gain and mood swings, and I already struggle with anxiety and depression. I've tried many different kinds and none work for me. Would I be the a-hole if I gave my husband an ultimatum? Get a vasectomy or I am leaving this marriage. Am I the a-hole for...
What do you think?
In this situation, I don't think they can be an asshole. I don't think, because the husband is right.
Yeah, but it's just the way how you go about doing things, though.
What do you mean?
Because remember, at the start of the marriage, she said it. They had that conversation, and then now when it's time, when it all boils down to that point, now he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it anymore, and it wasn't a conversation.
No, they didn't have a conversation about getting the vasectomy done. They had a conversation about doing the research, and he did the research.
Yeah, but.
And he said, "Hey, yo, after doing the research, I don't want to get a vasectomy."
No, I don't think that's what was said.
I can bring it back. That's exactly what was said.
Bring it back.
So we watching the video one more time.
Considering leaving my husband because he won't get a vasectomy. Edit. I know my husband is not the a-hole. That was never the question. All medical professionals have encouraged me to try everything else before getting my tubes tied due to a medical condition. I am just asking if I would be the asshole for leaving the relationship, not if he is an asshole for not wanting to do the procedure. Basically the title. My husband and I have been married for a little under a year, and together for close to 10. I've been upfront since the very beginning that I never want children, and he agreed that he didn't either. Prior to our wedding, I asked him to look into getting a vasectomy as I could no longer tolerate hormonal birth control. I would also look into non-hormonal forms of birth control as well, like a copper IUD or a tubal ligation. Despite asking for him to look into it, not to get one, just to research, he did not, and we went ahead with the wedding. After a long waiting period, I was able to get an appointment with a GYN who specializes in birth controls, and spoke with her about all non-hormonal options. We decided to try a copper IUD and see how that worked for me before seriously discussing permanent birth control methods like a tubal ligation. My husband never spoke with his doctor about a vasectomy. After months of the copper IUD, I rejected it twice, but it seems to be sticking the third time. The pain is terrible. There's about 1 week a month where I don't have to...
So, like I said, he was supposed to do the research. When he went to the doctor, he didn't go to the doctor to find out about the vasectomy. He probably did reading research, but not like actually going to the doctor type of research.
No, later on in the video, he did went to the doctor. And he came back and said he doesn't want to do it.
Okay, play back.
All right, so we're going to continue the video.
Debilitating cramps, and my period is so heavy I've almost gone to the hospital a few times. My husband finally made an appointment with a vasectomy specialist last month after I had a complete meltdown and revealed how much pain I had been in for months. After the appointment, he decided he just wasn't comfortable with doing something to his body.
Okay.
And the copper...
Okay, then.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. The problem, both of them are going through the same problem. They don't want to do something with their body, and the other one can't force the other one to do it.
No, the wife, she has some type of medical problem. That's
I
what she
know.
said. Oh, you're talking about the okay.
They both don't want to
yeah.
do something to their body, and the other one cannot force the other one to do something.
Okay, it's not she doesn't want to do something to her body.
She doesn't want to do because she has a medical complication.
No,
That's the
listen,
reason.
no. She has a medical complication or issue. And for her the safest thing is to tie her tubes basically. However, she doesn't want to do that really serious big thing. She wanted to try the like the IUD and the thing. But with her trying the IUD thing is causing her to like not feel good, this, that, and the third. And she doesn't want to be on birth control because of the gain weight and the mood swings and all of that. So it's not like, oh, she doesn't want, like she's, no, I don't, that's not it.
The doctors told her that getting her tubes tied, which is I forgot the medical term, the tube or whatever, is a last resort for her.
Litigation.
It's the last resort.
Right,
and
that's
she's
not
saying
reversible.
that's because of her medical condition. That's why she's not doing it. Because it's the last resort. That's why it's the last resort. And that's why they're advising her against it. Him, on the other hand, he did the research, went to the doctor, and he said, I don't want to do this to my body. I don't.
Okay.
And the same reason why, what the doctor told him and what he came back and told the wife, what if I want to have kids later on, is the same reason why a lot of doctors refuse to give younger women get their tubes tied, because they're like, what if you change your mind later on?
But I feel as though with him just going to the doctor and coming back and saying, oh yeah, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. What if I want to have children in the future? I think that I understand like it's his body as much as it's hers, but I feel as though that should have been a conversation within itself, as in what if, because remember up front he agreed with her, or I didn't want to have kids either, and now we're married, they're married, looking into things, a little bit deeper and stuff like that, only to hear, what if I want to have kids later? I mean, that's not going to happen with the wife. Risa Bean, like she said, she doesn't want to have kids.
This might be my assumption. All right. I think he said that because he felt pressure that she's telling him to go get the vasectomy. So now he's saying this.
No, but
I think, personally speaking, neither one of them are the assholes, because it's literally their body, their choice. It's 2023. You can't force the other one. That's just it. You can't force it.
I don't think it's a sense of forcing anybody. I feel as though, like I said, they've been together for 10 years, married for 1. And now 1 year into their marriage, after 10 years or after 9, I don't know the calculations, but after so long, for you to come and tell me, oh, so I feel as though that in itself, like I said, should have been a conversation of, okay, I told you I didn't want to have children. However, what if it's arise that someday I do, or something, like how do we go about doing that, how type of thing. And I don't think she was forcing him to get the vasectomy. Like she said, it was just to request to get information type of thing. But then on him getting the information, he comes back, my body, I'm not doing this, I don't like it. But like I said, for so long it's just like, okay, I don't want to have children. But that's why I said I feel as though it should have been like a conversation. Like, no one is an asshole, but I'm just saying that I feel as though that part should have been like a conversation.
So I'm not saying she's forcing him, but what it comes off is that because she can't do the hormones no more. She can't do they're not forced. It's pressured on him, right? Because he would have to make the move. She can't do the hormones. She can't do the copper because it's literally making her sick, and she can't do the get her tubes tied because that's the last ditch effort because of her medical condition. So now the only possible thing that can be done would be him getting a vasectomy.
But like I said, I don't think I don't think it's being pressured, because like I said, it's been so many years, and I don't think it's being pressured because just by that one doctor's visit, he's like, yeah, I don't like this, I'm not doing it. So I don't think it's being pressured either. Anyway, I don't think so. Like I said, no one is an asshole. I just feel as though in regards to that, it should have been a conversation between them, as if, what if?
Okay. All right. Well, here you have it, guys. Let us know. Obviously, we can see we're on two different sides of the spectrum, but we both agree none of them are the assholes. But we just have two different views on it. So, yo, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Let us know, like, not whose side, because there's no side at the end of the day. It's a marriage, and they have to work through this eventually, or split apart.
That's why I said it's literally, what if?
It's like literally, it's like work with it or split. That's the only two options they have. Wait, no, because because I'm about to say, in the end, she did say, get a vasectomy or I'm gonna leave. She's gonna give him the ultimatum.
Oh,
she did say that. She did say that. She did say that.
She did.
So she did say that.
For that.
So
I'm sorry, Miss Ma'am.
She did say that. So she did say that. Anyways, so let us know what you guys think in the comments. Yo, like again, I say, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And this is the end of Am I the Asshole episode 3. Yeah, anything you want to say?
We're cutting the video right there. Episode 3. That's it.
Alright, cool.
Next one.
Don't run, pussy, fight back. You don't walk with a gun, cause I'm like that. Just drop 2 pants, a light pack. Moonwalk, smooth hands like Mike Jack. Was that boy